rock stars, welcome to our VIP Backstage Pass at Coaching. I'm Lisa Mohajé, and we are excited to get started this evening. You are going to be hearing from amazing coaches on our team talking about why they love Beachbody, how it's changed their life, how they fit it all in with their busy schedule. Do you have to be fit from day one? And really address some of your common misconceptions when it comes to Beachbody coaching. You are going to be hearing from all sorts of people. We've got some stay-at-home moms with 3 little kids. We've got a registered respiratory therapist in the ICU unit, as well as a nurse practitioner. And we are just all walks of life, from fitness enthusiasts to people that just want to make a difference, that want to be fit and healthy and happy. And that's what this is really all about, while helping other people. And so our team is really amazing because that's exactly what we do. We really are a family, even though for some of us, we may have never even met except through Facebook, or you're going to hear from one of our Star Diamond coaches, Nicole Potty, and she's actually in Canada, so I get to see her like once a year. But thanks to the power of social media, you really do have a strong sense of connection with one another, and we're just all positive and encouraging and really just there for one another. It's really hard to describe, but we really are a family of just positive people, helping people. So I wanted to share my story with you before we move on to the next video, which, by the way, every 15 minutes there's going to be a new video posted. So make sure that you refresh your screen every 15 minutes so that you can get the latest information, and you want to ask questions because that's how we're going to determine who wins prizes. So based on your participation, so make sure that you ask as many questions as you have. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So ask away. We're here to answer any questions that you have. I've actually been coaching for about 6.5 years now, and when I first got signed up, I was living in a very small town in central Illinois, a town of 1,300 people to be exact. I was a secretary at a corn refinery plant. I was recently divorced. I was a single mom and really just struggling on so many levels, from, my inner self-confidence and self-esteem to feeling alone and kind of lost. And of course, the financial side, there was oftentimes I would come home and the power was turned off, or I remember specifically one time the water was turned off and my daughter went to turn the water on and there was no water. And if anyone has ever been in that situation, it's really heartbreaking to have to explain to your kids why there's no water, or why the power's off, or why we have to eat mayonnaise sandwiches for dinner, or why we have to gather up all of our change to go drive through McDonald's and buy a single hamburger. So that was me. I was in that situation, and luckily have amazing parents that were able to really help me along the way. But, being in my 30s, I didn't want to get help from my parents. I mean, there comes a point where you want to make it on your own. You want to do this on your own. You want to live life on your own and not depend on anyone else. So for me, it was a really tough first 6 months of signing up as a coach. Right after signing up, I had lost my grandmother. And you always have, someone very, very special in your life. And when they pass, it's like devastating. And so that happened. Shortly after that, I had to pull my daughter out of private school and move her into a whole new school. And this was like her 3rd school, and she was only in like 5th grade. I ended up finally, after the foreclosure notices kept coming and kept coming, I was actually able to finally sell my house that I couldn't afford. And eventually my car was repossessed, and eventually I filed for bankruptcy. And then my other grandma passed away. And this was all my first 6 months as coaching. So I remember someone at work asking me, Lisa, how are you so positive? How are you getting through all of this? And looking back now, I realized that God truly placed this business in my life for many reasons, not just for the money, but the positive encouragement, the circle of influence, the sense of being proud of doing something that I was doing and loved being a part of. And looking back now, I realized that is how I got through this. And when I first signed up, I thought I'd make $100 a month because I was a secretary at a corn refinery plant. Who's going to follow me? I've never sold anything. I'm nervous. I don't have a huge network of people. How is this going to work? So I thought if I just make $100 a month selling P90X videos, awesome, right? Well, one thing after another, and my life quickly began to change. And it was probably about 18 months in the business that I had tripled my full-time income. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional. It's kind of crazy. I've told my story a million times, but about 18 months in the business, I tripled my full-time income. And I felt like I was a part of something special. I really did. I felt like I discovered my purpose. I felt like I discovered my passion of just being healthy and fit and sharing it with other people. By the way, I've lost 60 pounds working out at home. I used to be 185 pounds, a size 16. I am featured in the 21 Day Fix infomercial. I lost 19 inches in 3 weeks with the 21 Day Fix. So Beachbody has totally transformed my life physically as well. And then, of course, with the financial side, I actually retired from my full-time job at 34 years of age and ended up moving my daughter Tiara and I from our little town in Illinois to Atlanta, Georgia. And I was here for about a year and just kept plugging away and building the business, and eventually that's when I met my husband Paj. And it's been a Cinderella story ever since. Within 5 years, I earned $1 million at coaching, and so 6.5 years in, I'm probably close to earning $2 million in that time frame. So that $100 a month that I had hoped to turn into has turned into something I never even dreamed of. I never even imagined possible. So that's a little bit about me. I can't wait for you to hear the other stories tonight. You are going to be so inspired and so excited. And again, please ask questions. We want to hear from you. We want to help you decide if this is something that's right for you or not. So thank you guys.